So, Mighty Jackie. That's what we're going to read today. Ooh. Just got back from a nice walk. I've got my reading is my favourite sport baseball cap on from Scholastic, and I'm wearing my Pilgrim School jacket. And today, since we are not able to watch any baseball, I thought I would read a story about a baseball person. Mighty Jackie, the Strikeout Queen, by Marissa Moss, illustrated by C.F. Payne. And the cover doesn't give anything away. We don't know if this is a true story or not based on the cover, but we are about to find out. This book was published. It's a Paula Wiseman book by Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers. It was published, it's going to have the information at the back for us. It was published in... Oh, I don't like it when they make you look so hard. ...2004. Finally found it. 2004, all the way down in the middle of the back matter. 2004. So this book is 16. So it would be getting ready to go to high school, or possibly already in high school. No, already in high school. That's right. If it were a person. Mighty Jackie, the Strikeout Queen. Is our title page. It was April 1931, and something amazing was about to happen. In Chattanooga, Tennessee, two teams were about to play an exhibition game of baseball. One was the New York Yankees, a legendary team with famous players, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Tony Lazzeri. The other was the Chattanooga Lookouts, a small team, a nothing team, except for the pitcher, Jackie Mitchell. Jackie was young, only 17 years old, but that's not what made people sit up and take notice. Jackie was a girl, and everyone knew that girls didn't play Major League Baseball. The New York Daily News sneered that she would swing a mean lipstick instead of a bat. A reporter wrote that you might as well have a trained seal behind the plate as have a woman standing there. But Jackie was no trained seal. She was a pitcher, a mighty good one. The question was she good enough to play against the New York Yankees? As long as she could remember, Jackie had played ball with her father. She knew girls weren't supposed to. All the kids at school, all the boys in her neighbourhood told her that. When one boy yelled at another one, "You throw like a girl," it was an insult. Everyone knew girls couldn't throw, or that's what they thought. Day after day in the neighbourhood sandlot, Jackie's father told her differently. He said she could throw balls, and she did. She ran bases, she swung the bat. By the time she was 8 years old, Dazzy Vance, the star pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers, had taught her how to pitch. A real pitcher talking to a little girl was all Jackie needed to start dreaming of playing in the World Series. Her father saw her talent, and so did Dazzy. He told her she could be good at whatever she wanted, as long as she worked at it. And Jackie worked at baseball. She worked hard. She practiced pitching till it was too cold and dark to stay outside. She threw balls until her shoulder ached and her fingers were calloused. She pitched until her eyes blurred over and she couldn't see where she was throwing. But it didn't matter. Her arm knew. And now she was finally going to have her chance to play on a real baseball team, to pitch to real players. The stands were packed. A crowd of 4,000 had come to see the strange sight of a woman on the pitcher's mound. She stood tall on the field and looked back at the crowd in the bleachers. They were waiting for her to make a mistake, and she knew it. They were waiting for her to prove that baseball was a man's game, not her game. "It is my game," she muttered to herself and bit her lip. The Yankees were up, top of the first, and the batter was walking up to the plate. Jackie was ready for him, the ball tight in her left hand. Except the batter was Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, the home run king, a big mountain of a man. And Babe didn't like the idea of a woman pitcher at all. He thought women were too delicate for baseball. "They'll never make good," he said. "It would kill them to play ball all day, every day." He walked to the plate and tipped his cap at Jackie. But if she thought he was going to go easy on her, she could forget it. He gripped the bat and got ready to slam the ball out of the ballpark. He looks pretty determined, doesn't he? I think he made her feel intimidated. Jackie held that ball like it was part of her arm, and when she threw it, she knew exactly where it would go. Right over the plate, right where the Babe wasn't expecting it, right where he watched it speed by and thwunk into the catcher's mitt. "Strike one!" Babe Ruth gaped. He couldn't believe it. The crowd roared. Jackie tried to block them out, to see only the ball, to feel only the ball. But Babe Ruth was facing her down now, determined not to let a girl make a fool out of him. She flinched right before the next pitch, and the umpire called her ball. The Babe snorted. "You can do it," Jackie told herself. "Girls can throw. Show them." But the next pitch was another ball. Now the crowd was hooting and jeering. The Babe was snickering with them. Jackie closed her eyes. She felt her fingers tingling around the ball. She felt its heft in her palm. She felt the force of her shoulder muscles as she wound up for the pitch. She remembered what her father had told her. "Go out there and pitch just like you pitch to anybody else." "Strike two!" Now the Babe was mad. This was serious. The Babe was striking out, and the pitcher was a girl. Jackie wasn't mad, but she wasn't scared either. She was pitching, really pitching, and it felt like something was happening the way it had always meant to. She knew the batter would expect the same pitch, close and high, even if the batter was Babe Ruth. So this time she threw the ball straight down the middle with all the speed she could put on it. "Strike three!" Babe Ruth glared at the umpire and threw the bat down in disgust. He told reporters that that would be the last time he'd bat against a woman. The crowd was stunned. A girl had struck out the Sultan of Swat. It couldn't be. It was a mistake. A fluke. What would the papers say tomorrow? But wait, here came Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, up to the plate. He'd show her she couldn't strike him out too. Lou Gehrig swung with a mighty grunt, but his bat hit nothing but air. "Strike one!" He looked stunned, then dug in his heels and glared at Jackie. "Strike two!" Jackie grinned. She was doing what she'd worked so hard and long to do, and nothing could stop her. She pitched the ball the way she knew best. A lefty pitch with a low dip in it. No one could touch a ball like that when it was thrown right. Strike 3. The crowd, so ready to boo her before, rose with a roar, clapping and cheering like crazy. Back to back, Jackie had struck out 2 of baseball's best batters, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. She'd proven herself, and now the fans loved her for it. But Jackie didn't hear them. She was too proud and too happy. She'd done what she'd always known she could do. She'd shown the world how a girl could throw, as hard and as fast and as far as she wanted. It's a very quick author's note, so we'll read that, because when we read a book and we're not sure if it's true or not, we can find out how much of it was true or not by reading the author's note. After Jackie Mitchell's famous game against the Yankees, the baseball commissioner, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, voided her contract with the Chattanooga Lookouts, proclaiming that he was protecting her since baseball was too strenuous for a woman. Despite being officially banned from playing in the major and minor leagues, Jackie continued to pitch in the minors for teams so small and unknown the baseball commissioner paid no attention to them. For nearly 5 years, she travelled the country, pitching her best, even if the other players weren't of the same caliber as the New York Yankees. She played primarily against men's minor league and semi-pro teams, but she did have a chance to pitch against the St. Louis Cardinals and struck out Leo DeRocha. Realising that she'd never pitch in the World Series as she once dreamed, and tired of feeling part of a sideshow, Jackie returned to Chattanooga and gave up baseball. But she continues to be known as the girl who struck out Babe Ruth. So remember what date it was when this happened in the beginning of the story? It was 1931. It's not quite 100 years ago, but it's not far off. 11 years and it would be 100 years. And a lot has changed for women, but still a lot of things haven't. So we have softball, people play softball, and girls do play baseball. But so many times people were told they couldn't do it. And it's people like Jackie Mitchell who had to work so hard to show people that it could be done. Here's the back of the book. It has like her baseball, the equivalent sort of her baseball card. So I'll read that. Card number 516, Jackie Mitchell, Chattanooga Lookouts. Position, pitcher. Age, 17. Height, 5'7". Weight, 130 pounds. Vern Beatrice Jackie Mitchell was the second woman in history to sign a minor league contract when Chattanooga Lookouts owner Joe Engel signed her to pitch for his team in 1931. Women had been paid to play baseball starting in the late 1800s, but were part of a so-called Bloomer Leagues that were integrated by gender and travelled around the country barnstorming. Jackie was known for her mighty curveball and is still remembered as the girl who struck out Babe Ruth. On June 23, 1952, organised baseball formally banned women from the minor leagues. 1952. And they're still not playing they might be playing in minor leagues, actually, don't know that for sure, but that's something you could look up. If you want to read more about Jackie Mitchell, this would be a good time. And the illustrator C.F. Payne, I have a lot of his books in the library. Pop's Bridge, I believe, is one of his. And then Marissa Moss, you can look up and see what other books that she might have written. All right, so we can't go to baseball games right now, but we can read a little bit about it, and maybe could watch some highlights of baseball games while you're at home, and look forward to the time when we can all go back and cheer on the Dodgers again, or whatever team it is that you root for wherever you are. All right, so bye to Jackie Mitchell, Mighty Jackie, and we're signing off for now. See you later.